Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and this was a request sent to me by one of my babies, my baby Zach. A couple days ago, I saw him comment on a reaction that I did to Lady Gaga on SNL performing Applause. Now, I did that reaction like at least a year, if not longer ago. And so I was surprised to see the comment from him pop up so recently, because I'm like, I know he's a huge Lady Gaga fan, and I know he supports the channel and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, baby, you realize this is like 18 years old? He's like, no, it was only a couple years ago. But I'm like, but baby, still, how are you just now getting to this? And he's like, I'm sorry, I just saw this. I don't know how I didn't see it. Are there any other Lady Gaga performances you've been hiding from me? I'm like, did you check my Lady Gaga reaction playlist? He's like, there's a reaction playlist? I'm like, Lord Jesus, baby. So needless to say, he sent me something else that he wanted me to react to by the one and only Miss Lady Gaga. So we're going to dive into her music video, or I should say short film as it's titled, for 911. Now, I know I've seen a number of like videos or like things on Instagram and whatnot back when this album first came out, about like the beat drop or the beat change from 911, but it's this but it's set to that or something. I can't think of anything in particular. So like there's a beat change that happens at some point, and I've heard that. I don't remember what it is, but I haven't heard the song otherwise. So we're just gonna dive on in and see what this is. Okay, beautiful white landscape. Gorgeous blue sky. Okay, Queen. Love the streaks of powder blue. That's the beat drop. Oh, okay. I was just doing this with my head. I wasn't expecting the screen to follow suit with me. I love the use of color. Ooh. Gotta serve these children, body Gaga. Hips and scales and hips and scales. Okay, ma'am, I see you going braless. Ah, gorgeous. Body, hello. So much great use of color.
Bear.
Oh, Daddy.
We're just gonna check you out. You're gonna be fine. You were in an accident. We're just gonna ask some questions.
Are you on any medications right now?
Look at me.
Everything's fine.
Look at me. Your leg's gonna be fine. The tourniquet.
Product placement. Okay. It's crazy and also kind of brilliant how the last like 30-45 seconds of the video suddenly make the entire video make some level of sense. Because at first, when I was watching the video, I'm like, okay, there's all these gorgeous visuals, and it's a beautiful video. I don't really understand the concept of what's happening, but, you know, that's Lady Gaga's mind. I don't always understand the concepts of her music videos, but they're always visually stunning to look at. There's always some story, and I know she's got a storyline, an inner monologue of what's happening in this thing, but me watching, I don't always understand what that inner monologue is. I'm just always like, okay, yes, this is a cool video. So that's what my mentality was for like the first like 75-80% of this video. I'm like, okay, cool, it's a cool video. I'm not really following along, but then as soon as we transitioned back into like the real world and they were showing all the things that were happening around this accident scene, all the things that were happening around her, things just started to make sense. And you were seeing the parallels in what was happening in the video or in the earlier parts of the video and what was happening around her in this car accident. And I see this comment here on the music video by someone whose name I can't pronounce because it is not written in English, so unfortunately I can't say what your name is, but shout you out. Here's a screenshot of it. And they're saying, this is my attempt at reconstructing all real-world events metaphorically represented in the video, and they go through the music video, timestamp, 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 and just what they believe was being shown, what the visuals we were getting in the earlier parts of the music video related to in the actual real world, what Stephanie's character, or what Gaga's character was seeing in the real world at that time. So it starts off with, you know, her in a bike accident in the middle of the desert. That's kind of, you know, she just suffered an accident in the real world. But they mentioned that she's suffering from a concussion, which is why she's got the red sleeping mask, broken ankle, which is the red anklet. The pomegranates on the ground are actually apples in the real world, and Death, who's that horseman at the beginning, starts luring her to follow him, and well, she does. And then she starts, you know, hallucinating about things that she saw before the accident. So like the guy who kept banging his head on the pillow, I'm like, okay, I don't understand this, but okay, sure, we'll headbang. But when we transitioned to the real world, that was, I guess, her boyfriend or whoever was driving the car, whose head was up against the steering wheel at that particular point. And you know, you guys can go to the music video and find the comment and go through it. I won't go through every single bullet point here, but I just think it's so cool, such a cool concept of, I mean, obviously car accidents aren't cool concepts, but I think just artistically and visually, it's such a cool concept to have this sort of almost hallucinogenic fever dream type music video, and then see all of the parallels and how her brain is interpreting the things that she saw before she got hit, and even while the paramedics are trying to resuscitate her. Like, there were a number of times where she kept floating up to the sky, and Mr. Delicious long hair CPR man with the body yada yada that I just want to do sinful things to, he kept yanking her ass back down to the ground. And you know, the other paramedic lady, you know, when she was like shining the mirror at her face, like, you know, that's almost like her paramedics checking your responses, shining the flashlight in your light. Like, you know, you could see moments where she was coming in and out of consciousness from certain like details that were happening between like the paramedic characters and other characters around her and things that were happening. The woman, you know, holding that big white, which obviously looked like a body, but we didn't know what the hell it was or what was going on with it in the context until we, you know, transitioned out, and then that was somebody who had already passed and I guess been covered with a, was it covered with a blanket? I don't remember, but he was already passed, and you know, she was like a grieving mother, a grieving wife, or grieving someone who she was holding. Like, there's just so many cool parallels to these things that were happening, and I'm like, man, that is genius. That is genius. I haven't even talked about the song yet, because honestly, I have no idea what the song was about. I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics one damn bit. I was engrossed in the beat and then just the visuals that I was getting. So this is a song that I'll have to go back and listen to a couple times and just, you know, get a handle of what the lyrics are actually saying. But I mean, musically, it's catchy. It's another Lady Gaga. It's another catchy Lady Gaga song. So you know, it's this whole album felt like Lady Gaga returning to form, returning to your monster and your, not monster, why do I want to say party monster? Fame monster. Your fame and your fame monster, and, you know, Born This Way, and like it feels like returning to form Lady Gaga, because we know she took a little musical deviation when she went on with Joanne and then A Star Is Born and all that kind of stuff. And I liked stuff from all of those eras. Like, I don't have any issues with any of those, but this whole album felt like a return to form for her, and this video felt very similar. But then we had that whole reveal at the end, and I'm like, man, genius, genius, genius. And she looked gorgeous. She looked gorgeous. Like I mentioned I love the use of color. I love the white landscape that we started off with, and pretty much everything around her when it came to buildings and landscape was neutral. It was white or beige, and then we were just accented with all the colors of either what they were wearing or, you know, things around them, but it was just accents of color all throughout, and I loved it. It was beautiful, visually stunning to look at, and just genius, 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 genius. So very, very done, Gaga. Thank you, Zach, for the recommendation. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so you're notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. Love you guys.